Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Right off the bat, I just want to say, for everybody who's watched our content over the past few years, everybody who's tuning in today, this wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you all so much for being here. Watching our VODs on YouTube, our short form content over on any of our socials, or our live streams. We really couldn't do this without all of you watching. So thank you all so much. We are about 2 weeks away from AGDQ. We have our prize submissions ending today. So if you are interested in submitting those prizes, you can get them in today. You go over to gamesdonequick.com. You can find out more. And our dates for AGDQ are the 14th through 21st. So make sure you check out AGDQ during that time. For the show today, we are going to be showcasing Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. This is a game... it came out in like 2013, 2014. It's kind of like an alternate timeline. I don't really have a lot more to say besides that, so I'm just going to get right into it. So time is going to start... I think there's actually a selection screen, so I'm just going to say... I'm going to give a countdown, and if the time's a little bit off, that's fine, that's on me. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh! There's not actually a second confirmation box. I was wrong. Alright. So, right off the bat, we are going to be skipping a lot of cutscenes. We've got a tutorial here. Now, this tutorial likes to not take some inputs. That's fine. So we're in, like, I'm going to do my best to explain this story. This story is, it's a story. I actually do really like this game. Okay. Guess that block wasn't good enough. That happens sometimes. I'm just gonna stand here and wait to be attacked because I do need to be attacked for this. There we go. I do really like this game. I think the story was trying to do something, and they couldn't quite get there. Okay, that should have let me recover, but... Move away. So I'm intentionally not doing the greatest. And this isn't just to be like, oh, he's doing poorly, that's like, I literally do need to get hit to do the quick recovery. There are things I need to do in order to progress the tutorial. Oh, actually, that's a really good point. The first thing I need to do is go into game options and not play on the hardest difficulty. Because you can only start a new game plus on the newest, or on the hardest difficulty. Yeah, so we're gonna restart that, because I forgot to do that. That was actually, like, the most important part of the run. But, oh well. Die, devil. I should only have to go back to the beginning of this. And now I'm not taking, like, 1,000 damage. No, I had to start from the beginning, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So we're just gonna do this again real quick and not get, like, murdered in 4 shots. Come on, then. Anytime you wanna... There we go. I am trying to leave... So I'm doing a little bit of, like, HP management on the enemies here. They are infinite spawning, and I do need to kill a certain amount of them. But if I leave them all low, or at least a lot of them low, then I can speed up the rest of the cycles. But it only works so much, because sometimes I need to kill enemies because the others aren't spawning fast enough. Right now, I'm basically just waiting for the game to progress to the next cycle and start teaching me about magic. Go. Technically, this isn't magic, this is just execution, but... I just have to hit a bunch of enemies until it gives me the next part. Which makes this tutorial a little annoying. Okay. Anytime now. There we go. This is gonna be our blue magic tutorial. So, I think I started explaining this earlier and then didn't finish. So this is like a flashback moment, or you know, before the main story begins. We are technically fully powered, but we're not completely. We don't have access to like all of the skills really. We just have like basic attacks or like basic attack upgrades. So all of the things that I would actually use in a run, we don't have access to right now. So we're fully powered, but also kind of nursed. From here, I can actually just kill everybody, and then we will be good to go. Now, this is still gonna... This is like a 20-minute... This is like a 20-minute intro sequence. So that was the tutorial, but now we're gonna get a little bit of explanation of what happened in the past. So I guess for those of you who have not played Lords of Shadow, A, obviously spoilers, B, we are currently playing as Gabriel Belmont, also known as Dracula, you know, the dragon, whatever all of his other names are. We are a Belmont and also Dracula. There's a lot of things that happened. I really need to stop hitting RB to block. I've been playing a little too much Yakuza, so I keep switching to the other magic when I'm trying to block. That's a skill issue. That's a me problem. But so we are... There's a lot of things that happen. I'm not going to get into why we're Dracula, but we are. So... Basically, what's going on, this is like the 1500s or something, and the Brotherhood of Light is pissed at Gabriel, so they're gonna come kill him, and Gabriel doesn't want that to happen, so he is defending himself. The Brotherhood of Light has this giant mechanical soldier. I don't have any follow-up to that. They just have it. It's huge. It's going to take me the next 15 minutes to destroy.
Smash him against the castle.
So I am currently... This is a timed section. This fist is going to hit the castle, and as it throws its punches... I was gonna say rivets. I guess technically rivets. Parts of the, Am I on the wrong side? I am on the wrong side. It doesn't matter because it's all times. And I had to wait anyway. Parts of this, robot are gonna fall off. And as it falls off, I'm gonna be able to progress more and more through this area. Now we're gonna get into, like, a time dodging section, where we're gonna have to dodge the arrows in order to break some of the rivets off in order to progress. Now we're going to be able to climb more. There's gonna be a lot of this. This is like the next, I don't know, 7 to 8 minutes is just that kind of... I guess technically not exclusively, but there's a lot of this. If you mess up at any point on this section here, you get sent all the way back to the beginning. I got impatient there. I actually just hit A too many times. I was not trying to go there. Definitely a skill issue. I could say something like I manipulated RNG, but I would be lying to you. That should be good. Yep, we're good. There we go. That's normally the cycle I'm on. And here we go again. We're gonna need to start standing on these rivets again. Well, I guess technically we have to do some wave fights first. So, enemies are gonna spawn. I actually missed it. There we go. Enemies are gonna spawn. We don't really need to kill them, but if they hit us, they'll knock us. So, there's a chance that if they hit us while we're waiting for, I don't remember his name anymore. Riches? I don't know, this dude. There's a chance that if the enemies are alive when we're trying to get targeted by that, they'll knock us out of the way, and then the targeting will miss. So there's nothing else for us to be doing anyway, so we just, I don't know, you just fight. And then eventually he'll show up and take aim at us, and then we can get the next rivet gone. I'm trying for a little bit of speed tech here. I'm gonna try and be directly in position here. Yep. Might have gone a little bit too far, actually. Oh, no, okay, it was work from there. The reason I started with the middle one is so that I could dash in position for that instantly. I'm gonna wait for this. I'm not getting burned by this again. Oh! Okay, it did not take... I am on a... I'm gonna... Not trying to excuse it, but I'm on a new controller, so that is not the angle I was used to for getting a side like that. I was trying to go up. I will be very clear. Any mistakes I make are a skill issue. This is the Dracula. There is... In this timeline, there is no other Dracula. Really need to get that block button on the right button. Excuse me. So, I dashed a little bit too far forward by accident, so I'm not going to be able to do the small time save like last time, but that's fine. It only saves like a second. I mean, I think there's only been one Dracula in every Castlevania game, but I have not played all of them, so... I thought the lore was that there's only one, and he just keeps getting brought back, but I could be wrong. But in this game, Dracula and Alucard are both Belmonts. So this is the end of this little introduction section here. We get to fight... I used to know this guy's name. I don't remember anymore. I want to say it's like Richards or Richardson or something, but yeah, I don't know. So if we are lucky, that'll be the last time he does that jump move, but it is completely RNG. At least as far as we can tell. If it's not RNG, well then we have been getting very lucky in the triggers for it. Yep, there we go. I did not mean to switch to that weapon. This should be it. Unless he does that one dodge. So I need to like touch him once. Okay, I need to touch him twice. There we go. Alright, we're going to start going into...
In ages long.
the first section here. Sorry, the first section of the main game. So there's like 20 minutes of cutscene here. Basically, the person of the Brotherhood of Light we were fighting got very desperate and started chanting a holy prayer, and Gabriel/Dracula just kind of like looked at him and laughed and went, yeah, I can do that too, and then started chanting the same spell, and then caused a massive explosion which destroyed the castle and wiped out, well, destroyed part of the castle and wiped out a bunch of the Brotherhood of Light. Alucard shows up. I don't remember what the initial conversation they have in that cutscene is, but Alucard's like, basically, what are you gonna do now? And Dracula's like, I'm going to bed. And then he goes to sleep for 700 years, because this takes place in the 2200s. So we wake up a decrepit, disheveled old vampire who hasn't had food in a while, and we immediately start following the ghost of our son, who we never met. So there's gonna be some... There's a lot to unpack here. So, Dracula/Gabriel is the father of Trevor/Alucard. This is a, by the way, I was taking those hits intentionally. There is no way to win this fight, you just need to die. Now we are going to feast on some people. Yep. Okay, we skip it all, so it doesn't matter. So, Gabriel/Dracula is the father of Trevor/Alucard, but he didn't know that he had a son for like 30-ish years or something. So there's gonna be, there's a lot. There's so much. Before we get into that, I'm going to learn... somersault, and I'm gonna hope that I can pull this trick off. So I'm gonna try and somersault open this. If I do the correct sequences, I can skip some animations on some doors in order to cancel the animation while I open them. I can only do it on some doors. Some will just... some will crash the game. So, like, if I were to do it on this game, or on this door, it would crash the game, and that sounds terrible. Counter is not great in this game, but it is very good for that boss because we don't have the skills that we need. It might be okay. Is there even a counter in this game? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've played this casually. It might not even be a counter. It might just be a block. So we are in a stealth section. I understand that I haven't fully explained what the hell happened in that intro sequence. It's gonna take a long time, so be prepared for little bits of explanation while I explain what's going on. This is a stealth section. We turn into rats to get past these invincible guards that literally cannot be killed in any way, shape, or form. Then we sneak up from behind and take possession of them. I cannot make it make sense. You're just gonna have to follow with me on this. In stealth sections, there is a very fast movement tech we have that is only available in stealth sections for some reason. But in stealth sections, you can dash and then immediately cancel your dash by pressing the button to throw a shadow dagger, which is our ranged ability, and then you can dash again. It's kind of like shield dashing, in the sense that it is pretty much identical in every way except the shield, except that we don't have a shield and we can only do it in stealth sections. So, let me cancel this. This is going to introduce our bat mechanic, which we're almost never going to use. except for literally these two sections or this section and another section later where we need to use it. We need to distract the guard away from where we're going, because there's literally no way to kill them. So we throw a bat on one of them to distract them, and then we leave. If you do disturb the guards, there is like almost nothing you can do. You just you lose. You take a death, and then you restart from checkpoint. Oh god, we're already here. I've not had time to explain everything, and we're already here. Okay, so we were just in real Castlevania. It's called Castlevania City because they made a city out of the remnants of Castlevania. And we are now leaving real Castlevania City, and we are going into past Castlevania by following Trevor. I am going to do my best. You are going to have to bear with me. So basically, there is no easy. I'm so sorry. Everybody who expected like a story that is very cut and dry and clear cut, you are in for a surprise. So, before. Okay, so in the first game, some stuff happens, and basically Gabriel becomes evil. He sets out on a mission, and he succeeds, but also doesn't succeed. I'm gonna try to give as few spoilers as possible, which doesn't make sense because I'm spoiling the sequel, but just... So, before the events of Castlevania 1, where they were... most of the Brotherhood of Light was brutally slaughtered. They had a premonition that Gabriel would turn evil. So instead of doing anything about Gabriel turning evil, instead of using this power of revelation to do literally anything, they instead decided, we can't allow Gabriel to know he has a son. So when his wife was pregnant, while he was out on a mission, they basically sent him on a mission to get him out of the house, and then helped his wife give birth to Trevor in secret, and then took Trevor from Maria and Gabriel, and then hold on, this is actually that one's not. I went for the easier setup. I don't know why I stopped talking. Anyway, so they took Trevor away from Maria. And didn't tell Trevor he was Gabriel's son until like 30 or 40 years later, when Dracula was causing a bunch of mayhem, and they were finally like, yeah, Trevor, he's your dad. You should go stop him. And Trevor went to go stop him to avenge his family's name. Which means that the kid Trevor that we see can't possibly have been known to anybody at all. To Gabriel at all, which means Could I stop being in this weapon? Whatever. So, this kid Dracula that we've been seeing a bunch of is this kid Trevor that we've seen is literally somebody that Gabriel has never seen in his life. In fact, to even assume that that was Trevor is ludicrous, but it happens, so, you know. So, all of that to say, back in this time, we see Trevor again, and we just follow him into this, like, weird magical haze, and we get transported from real Castlevania into fake Castlevania, and we are now going through this past... It's like a pocket dimension. We'll call it a pocket dimension. We are going through this pocket dimension to get powers that have been locked away specifically for us. Excuse me. So, this is a very annoying boss. basically you can only hit the things, or the parts of the body where the blood is. Now this is very annoying, because A, if something like that happens where you didn't jump high enough, you get that time delay, but also because all of the aerial moves in the game suck. There are technically a few that don't suck, however, all of the moves that don't suck would hit the bottom of the enemy and then cause time loss, and stop you from using the attack. So the most effective way to beat this boss is to just jump in the air and hit him with the whip a bunch of times. Also, this game is extremely inconsistent about cutscenes that you can skip. Like, for example, you can't skip this cutscene for some reason. I literally don't know why. So we have now beaten this creature that had one of the gems that we wanted. This is the life gem. Also, I hate how this camera angle does this. Where is it? Right here. There we go. Life gem, I want to say. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it lets us use our void magic. We are going. I hate this camera angle. There we go. Nope. This way. So we're not going to see a lot of these in the run. Well, we're going to see a few early on, and like one... I guess we're going to see them, we're just not going to go to them. This is going to let us fill up our magic. We have better ways to fill up magic later. But we are still very early in the game, so we need to do this. We use that ice magic to freeze the water. There is technically a skip we could do here, and by skip I mean it's like a very small time save by getting in here in a very specific way. You could like pick that up early, and then it's... There we go. This is not the jump point. It is... Here we go. If nobody's picked up on it yet, I'm a little rusty on this game. So this is Kid Trevor, he's in danger. Now we need to save him. So we're gonna have to go a few waves of this. Now that we're actually here, I'm going to go learn two very important skills. Where is it? Whirlwind. And where is Blizzard? So Blizzard is the most important skill we are going to learn, and Whirlwind is the second most. So, typically speaking, your red magic is the strongest magic in the game because it's the one that prioritizes damage, whereas the blue magic prioritizes healing. However, this move, because it hits multiple times, it's actually the strongest DPS in the game. Even on these enemies where they're like flying in the air, you're still getting more damage on them than you would with other moves. Blizzard is the most important move in the game, not because it's very strong per se, but because of a glitch we're able to do with it, which I'll touch on a little bit later. Technically we could get it right now, it would just be completely worthless. And I'll touch on that a little bit more later. So, that should be the last one. We just need to hit him once. Nope, there we go. So, this is now explained to us how wolf medallions work. We've been given a wolf medallion. So if we see anything with this symbol, we're able to use the wolf medallion to go between the two realms. That is kind of... So, the game doesn't fully explain what's going on here. A fellow runner of the game, Turbo Dog, he came up with the best explanation I've heard for this, which would be nice if it was explained anywhere. But basically, the theory Turbo has is that everything that happens in that alternate castle is it's just a power of Alucard's, because Alucard has the ability to turn into a wolf. It's the White Wolf Medallion, which lets you transfer between worlds. Turbo's theory is that it is a pocket. At least, Turbo, if you're watching this and I'm wrong slightly about your theory, my bad. This is what I remember you saying, which is that it's like it's an ability that Trevor has, or Alucard has. So that's why. I went the wrong way. Crap. There we go. So that's why that's why Child Trevor is involved. Give me a second. This is actually a pretty tight trick. Am I in the right spot? All right. So by freezing that at the same time I turn into a rat, I can skip the animation for the vent freezing over, which saves like, I don't know, 5-7 seconds. So yeah, basically the theory is that it's all a power of Trevor's, which is why the castle is still intact for Trevor. It's what he remembers when he was traveling through it to defeat his father. It's why Kid Trevor is around, because that's just how Trevor is being represented for his power. It fails to explain some other stuff, which we are going to get to later. This might be a topic that comes up, which is things don't make sense, and we'll talk about it later. That was actually, dang, I'm gonna wait again. That was my time frame. So there we go. So we use the rats to cut that off, and then we're actually going to return to checkpoint, because that's going to put us back in our regular form.
It's obvious that some...
Yeah, so it sort of starts making sense later, kind of. That's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to stand here like an idiot for a moment, because that auto-targeted the wrong person. It kind of starts to make sense towards the end. There are, despite all of the effort we have put into making the game make sense, there's still a few things that I cannot make sense, no matter how hard I try. No, a lot of the stuff that's confusing is based on the fact that it's surprisingly unrelated to the rest of Castlevania lore, and more related to the fact that it just does not mix, like, it is...
Hold your position until the hatch
I can't explain it too well without giving spoilers for a little later on in the run, and I'm going to talk about it later, so I'm just not going to talk about it right now. But it does not, it's not like it's just old Castlevania lore that they're ignoring, it's a thing. I'm going to start hitting a few things over here, really hoping for some drops. Typically I wouldn't do this in a run, but I'm really hoping for a little bit of safety here. And I seem to be getting absolutely none, which is, you know, what you love to see. Really? Okay, I don't think we're getting the trick here. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Dang. Okay, so this is gonna be... It is self-contained and does not make sense, yes. It almost makes sense, but not quite. So, I got a little boned on RNG, also I got hit a few times. I'd have a little bit more magic if I didn't. But I got hit a little bit, so we're gonna get a little boned here on time. We got boned because there is a specific... So I guess... Technically the titles, or the category is listed as any percent. It is technically any percent yes transmutation rune, which basically means that there is it's like a 50 cent... I guess I think it's like a 99 cents DLC that just goes on sale for like 50 cents a bunch. But there is a DLC which allows you to transmute any item you have into another type of item. The caveat to that is that you have to have encountered the item in order to transmute it. I am looking for a very specific item which gives us infinite magic for 45 seconds. Now, because I didn't get a drop of it from breaking things, that means I don't have the ability to transmute it on this fight. So I'm gonna have to use just the basic amount of magic I can get from gameplay, which means I'm going to be very careful and probably going to miss the trick I'm going for. Just because it is very difficult to actually keep your magic up here, or your focus up here. Basically how magic works outside of getting I believe it's the Ruined Demon item. We have this focus bar at the bottom that builds up as we get successful hits, and we lose that bar once we get hit.
Let's make this more exciting.
There we go. I'm going to stop talking for a moment, because this is a very...
Finally, over here.
That might not be good. Okay, thank God that didn't end it.
Let's make this more exciting.
So, normally I don't take it this slow, because I'm not in a marathon, so I would just go for it, and if I mess up, I just do it later. I've never seen this go 4 rounds. That's why I was so confused. Anyway, so we've successfully pulled off the trick, which I will now explain. So, that move we were just using is called Blizzard. Blizzard is a very weak AoE move that will deal damage and freeze the target over enough time. It also will heal you a little bit. The important part is that it will freeze enemies if you use it on them enough. Now, a weird thing happens when you beat an enemy whose death ends in a cutscene. So what happens is, specifically with Blizzard, so what happens is you... Basically, there's a flag for Blizzard, and is Blizzard on? Yes, no. So when you use the buttons to use Blizzard, it obviously sets the flag as yes, Blizzard is on. However, when you then kill an enemy whose death ends in a cutscene, it doesn't have time to set the Blizzard off flag as no, because it goes to, oh, we need to be in a cutscene now. So, by killing an enemy whose death ends in a cutscene, we get perma Blizzard, which is what's going on right now. Normally, I would not be able to move around or hit anybody while using Blizzard, but because of the Infinite Blizzard glitch, I just have Blizzard on permanently, asterisk, and I can move around and do things. So I can do things like freeze that enemy up there and then just wail on him until he's dead. Now, the asterisk is that I have this until I reload the checkpoint, or reload the game, or until I close the game. Now, this glitch is very helpful for a lot of the game. That being said, I did mention earlier that I could have gotten the glitch earlier, but it would have been useless. Now, the reason for that is because of the stealth sections. I mentioned earlier that those guards were invincible, and what I mean by that is they are invincible. And there is an absolute... I'm supposed to go up here. Oh. They are absolutely invincible. There is literally nothing you can do to them. In fact, if you damage them or alert them in any way, they go into alert mode, and then they start attacking you, and they will insta-kill you. If you alert the guards, you have ended your part, that section, and you need to reload. Because you are no longer able to progress, you are soft locked. By having Infinite Blizzard up, it is guaranteed that you will hit enemies in stealth because you have an AoE move around you. There is no way to get around them in any section without hitting them, and your game would be soft locked. So we do have to drop the glitch at multiple places, which is why I didn't grab it at the beginning, because we immediately get a stealth section where I would have to drop it, which would have wasted everybody's time. Because we were able to get the Infinite Blizzard glitch, we are able to do this little arena skip. Normally, we would have to fight them because they all throw AoE. They throw poison flasks at us, which spread out into a mist and would knock us down. And there would be no way to actually get up there. But because we have the Blizzard glitch, we're able to freeze them and then continue on our way. I'm going to try for some animation cancels here. It might not work. This is our little buddy, the Chupacabra here. He's been imprisoned. We are going to try and help free him. I'm also going to try to do some platforming skips here. That was actually the easier one. So this skips us having to move the platform from the section it's in to this section and get to this place where we drop the Chupacabra. Did I say leprechaun? I meant Chupacabra. That was actually one of the ones I could skip. So now I need to get back, which is easy. Should be doing this. Nope, there we go. And I got the animation cancel. So now we need to grab the Chupacabra and we need to move his cage to that glowing thing over there, which will free him from his prison. Nope. There we go. Nope, I actually did not get it. Alright, we've now freed the Chupacabra. Eventually that's going to be slightly more relevant. Okay, I went for the swag strat and lost time. I lost time a second time, so I'm just going to do it normally. There is no time save here. It just puts you in first person mode while this thing happens instead of getting this little cinematic. It saves literally no time, but... So now that we've saved the Chupacabra, eventually he's going to help us out. He is going to start a shop, which we are going to be able to buy items from. But first, we need to deal with the Gorgon. Oh, this is not the correct way. We need to go deal with the Gorgons. We're technically, right now, we're actually trying to get help from the Gorgons. However, that's not going to happen. The youngest of the three, Medusa, is actually on our side, but for whatever reason, the other two are not. Actually, I know the reason. The castle's influence is don't ask too many questions. The castle's influence has taken possession of the other two, and the other 2 Gorgons take possession of Medusa, and the 3 Gorgons are gonna fight us. Don't ask for anything more than that. I'm gonna try for an area skip here. I might lose some time here. It's actually pretty difficult, especially with the blizzard glitch, because I need the enemies. There we go, I got it first try, easy every time. So, you need to be lined up very specifically, and you need the enemies to do that move. And if they miss, because they can miss, if they miss or you miss, they get frozen, and then you have to wait for them to be unfrozen, and it takes a while. And also, if you try it enough, you'll actually kill them. But we got that skip there. So now we're gonna fight the Gorgons. Now, this fight is a little awkward, and has the ability to be soft-locked because of the blizzard glitch. And the reason for that is because we need to use our chaos magic in this fight, and because we have blue magic up, it's going to do its, like, every time we do a chaos magic, which is our red magic, the blue magic kind of counteracts that, except for in very certain areas. So, like, if I didn't go to that specific corner, we wouldn't have been able to do anything, and we would have been soft locked. I'm also going to have to be very careful on climbing sections. There's going to be a few climbing sections. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to wail on Medusa here, or the Gorgons, rather. And then eventually, their arms are going to come down, and we're going to climb up to their heads. Now, I didn't really explain this mechanic, but when you're climbing, you can either just move like one climbing piece at a time, or you can jump. If I were to jump on this section, I have the chance to completely soft lock the game. And the reason for that is because, well, we're not really supposed to be able to do damage to the Gorgons while we're here. But because of the Infinite Blizzard glitch, we are doing damage, which kind of freaks the game out. Now, if while you are climbing and the Infinite Blizzard ticks and you jump, the arm will have that little, like, it'll flinch and launch you off the side of the map into the abyss, and you have now successfully soft-locked your game. And you have to reset, and you lose Infinite Blizzard, which costs you about 10 minutes. Possibly more. So the game really wants me to be using the Chaos Magic. Chaos Magic sucks. All of the magic suck in the air. The whip is literally your best aerial move. You will notice in the top, though, that it's saying a bunch of, like, every time I hit a move, it's giving me a percentage. You will notice that I am getting Blizzard procs off of that, which is good because it means we're doing a little bit of extra... Hello? Hello? Huh. So I didn't... Alright. I am slightly confused, so I'm gonna try and talk through my reasoning here. I didn't mention this earlier. There is a possibility of getting what's called a bad Blizzard glitch, which drains your magic, and makes it impossible to use magic. I understand what's going on. Okay, never mind. I figured out what was going on. That's an interaction I've never seen before. So I was getting a little bit ahead of myself and trying to use a move I don't have. I'm a little confused why the game was turning my magic off, though, because that was very similar to the Infinite Blizzard glitch turning off your magic because the glitch. I was a little confused by that, but we're good now. I figured it out. I've never seen the game turn your magic off like that, but we're good. Took a few extra cycles, but the important thing is we didn't get soft lock and we didn't lose the Blizzard glitch. Those are the two most important things about this fight. So now that we're on the ground, we can actually start wailing on it a little bit with magic. So now here, this is a little bit of RNG. I'm gonna punch it a little bit to hope it, there we go. So this is a quick kill. If you successfully do that, you get the rest of the health bar down. If not, you would have to start wailing on it again. So we've defeated Medusa. Now we're going to, and importantly got in the, whatever the gem is that gives us the chaos magic. Don't remember what it's called, not super relevant. We have chaos magic now. Which means I can actually, so, okay. Actually, yeah, this is another thing I don't get. I don't understand why. We're just gonna top up a bit, we don't need a lot. I don't understand why, there's probably a lore reason I'm forgetting, but I don't understand why we have like half magic before that, but now we can actually do things like use the chaos bombs, which is the fire, or the ranged attack imbued with our fire magic, or our red magic. Yeah. So now we have both of our magics back, and we can leave Castlevania in this pocket dimension. I should probably learn the move I'm trying to use. So, where's Avalanche? That's not what I want. I want Fire Cover. So this move is going to be used exactly once a little later on. And this move is going to be used a few times. This is technically the second most DPS. There we go. As long as it hits enemies, this is the second most DPS in the game. I picked up those. I don't really need them because I'm about to go buy. No, it does help because I can only buy 3 of each. So yeah, having a little bit of extra of those items isn't bad. Yeah, so those pickups were items. I don't remember what any of them are called at all. I only vaguely remember what most of them do. If I were to look at them, I'd be able to tell you. I tried for Swag Strat again, and didn't work. I'm just not going to go for Swag Strat anymore. There is literally only one item that matters in this speedrun. I mentioned it earlier, we had the Change Mutation Rune, which allows us to take any item and transmute it into an item that we want. You don't have to have that to do this run. It adds a little bit of safety. You 100% need those items for a good, like, in order to confidently go through the final parts of the game, you need to have a lot of those. Now, the backup strat would be coming back to, like, if you didn't have the Change Mutation Rune, you could just come back here later in the game and buy some more of the thing we're looking for.
This is what you purchased so far, my prince. A pleasure to serve you, my lord.
Now, you could just rely on RNG, hope to get your drops. This just makes it a little more consistent. We don't have to worry about drops. We can take any item we get and turn it into the item we're looking for. It's not required to do the run. It's just a little night. It'll save it on like an average run. It'll save maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and put it over. Oh, no, sorry. We're gonna take that and put it here. So now we have the ability to pick up another one. We have an extra of the item we're looking for now, and we can keep going. So we found a white wolf symbol. We called in our white wolf. Now we're gonna go back to the real world. The castle is gonna have a little bit of a fit here. It's calling back for us. I would love to, so I don't know if you were here earlier. I would love to hear what your explanation is. I can then give you the explanation that a fellow speedrunner has theory crafted, and then I will agree with you. I wish that they explained this somewhere. What the heck is going on? I need to go back over here to this little elevator. Oh, hey, major lore mechanics that I didn't really talk about because I was, or not mechanic, but plot point that I didn't talk about because I was so busy making sure that I got Infinite Blizzard. This boss right here, the one that we fought to get Infinite Blizzard, I didn't explain. Oh my god, there's so much. Oh, there is so much I've ignored. Okay, so let's start off. That was the boss that we fought was one of the 3 acolytes of Satan who is trying to bring Satan back. Hello? There we go. Okay, that really didn't...
The flames don't go out entirely. I must do something else to extinguish them.
Wait, what? Oh, right, I had to do this one, too. Duh. So, we defeated Satan forever ago, like over 1,000 years ago, but we didn't kill him. Satan just kind of went into hiding. There are 3 acolytes who are trying to bring Satan back. The other person there, the bald dude, is Zobek. He is the Lord of the Necromancers. We absolutely hate Zobek, but we hate Satan slightly more. And Zobek. Oh, there is so much things that don't make sense to explain. So, the only thing that can kill a vampire is the... Vampire Slayer, but that is been lost in another dimension. Gabriel lost it. Gabriel had to go to another dimension where this giant monstrosity that was going to wipe out the planet was, and Gabriel had to go there and kill it, but in the process, lost the Vampire Slayer. Zobek managed to retrieve it and has made a deal with Dracula. Zobek has been alive this entire time. Obviously, he's like immortal. So he has... he has acquired so much power in this world. He's the head of a mega conglomeration. He has so much political power, and he's essentially ruling the world from the shadows. And Satan is going to step in and take... Like, if Satan gets resurrected, well, that's gonna ruin Zobek's, monopoly. So Zobek wants us to kill Satan, help him stop Satan, and in exchange for helping him stop Satan, Zobek will give Dracula, Gabriel, the one thing that he cannot get on his own, which is death. Because Gabriel lost everybody he cared about, and then became something he didn't want to be. And over the years, his hatred is... Right... Where is this thing? Could you... Could you give me the targeting, please? Could you give me the targeting, please? Oh, is it just a shadow dagger? That's dumb. So Gabriel's become basically everything he doesn't want to be. His rage has long since died. He's no longer fueled by hatred. He just wants it all to be over. So in exchange for helping him defeat Satan, Zobek will kill him with the Vampire Slayer. I have no idea who voices Zobek. I'm gonna be real with you. So we are going through Castlevania City, trying to locate... That's not what I thought it was. I was really hoping that was a drop. Anyway, we're going through Castlevania City here, and trying to find the Acolytes of Satan so we can stop them from resurrecting Satan. You know how it is. So that was the first one. We have captured her and are interrogating her. Also, there are so many things to talk about in this game. I cannot believe I missed so much, but I also can at the same time. So, at least the first Acolyte, I don't know if the other two also work for the same company, but she was the head of a, I guess a pharmaceutical company? Anyway, she created a biochemical weapon that has turned all of the humans in this city into monsters. So all of those monsters we're fighting here are just humans who have been... Well, some of them. Those ones are just like hell spawns. But those weird, like, rodent-looking things are all just people who have been turned into these creatures. How do I not know who voices him? Because I skip all the cutscenes. I haven't watched a cutscene in this game. Actually, I guess he talks a little bit at the end. I listen to him talk for maybe 30 seconds every 2.5 hours I run this game. I might have known that at some point, but it has long since left my head. There are so many other things I'm worrying about at that point, like, am I going to lose the Blizzard glitch? Am I going to soft lock the game? I don't really pay attention to the words he's saying. Which is still on me, but like, yeah, I don't know. Alright, so now the elite... Now... Alright, this encounter comes first, sorry. No, do this thing. Thank you. So now the elite police force are gonna come in. They want to obviously stop what's going on. They just assume that we're evil. Because, well, I mean, it's a reasonable assumption, considering what's going on, but they're basically gonna start posing a threat to us for the rest of the game, because they're just assuming everything that's not human is evil, which, valid, fair. This is a little bit of a longer section of the game where not... Oh, thank you! Oh! I would have lost Infinite Blizzard. Oh, that would have been so bad. That would have been like 10 minutes of time loss. Oh. Oh, my heart. Oh, I would have been so sad. I would have deserved every part of that too, because I know you can clip through that door and fall out of bounds, but I was still doing it. Like, that would have been 100% my fault, and Oh, I didn't freeze you enough? Go away. That should be enough. I'm gonna need a little bit of this magic here. You might have missed it. You had to be looking at the screen to notice that. I was waiting for the door to the transition through the door to open. So the door was loading, whatever was on the other side, and I was idly jumping against it, and then I jumped through, and it jumped through the door before it was loaded, and put me into the abyss. And if I was any earlier, I would have just fallen through the world and soft-locked. But I did it at so late that it just put me into the transition anyway. Which saved me from having to reload, which would have cost me the infinite blizzard glitch. Gee, come on. And losing the blizzard glitch, actually, at that point, it wouldn't have cost me 10 minutes. It probably only would have cost me like 2 or 3. I can't think of any major fight coming up. But there's definitely reasons to have it that would have sucked. I could have been. It would not have. I don't like losing Blizzard early. So we're now at a climb section. This section kind of sucks. It's just a lot of climbing. There's some things that'll stop you. Alright, so I'm gonna take this a little bit slow. If you fall down at all here, you fall all the way to the bottom. And then you have to spend another 1.5 minutes climbing up. Which isn't good, that kind of blows. So you can fill both magic at once, but it like fills them up half as much. It's probably the same like length. I just do it that way. My brain makes it feel like it's faster that way. I could be wrong. You know, it actually would not have cost me anywhere close. It would have cost me, like, maybe a minute. But I still would have been sad. Because I'm realizing this is the part where I was going to drop it anyway. I mean, I can keep it for an extra section. It's not like it's going to matter. So there's a few tricks. I'm going to try and... I went the wrong way. I can still make this cycle. I'm gonna try and cut some corners here and skip a few cycles. I'm gonna try for this one. Yeah, okay, cool. That saves probably about a minute doing that. You're supposed to like follow them a very specific way. So that's my checkpoint. I'm going to return to checkpoint now because I need to drop my infinite blizzard. Basically, you're supposed to like actually stay on them and do a bunch of platforming, but if you do it in the correct way, you can just skip a bunch of it. I could be right. Yeah, I have no idea. It's 50-50. I'm going to say it's copium either way, probably. How do I submit a run, Sarge? You can, as long you need video evidence, but any kind of recording of the game is fine. I hit the wrong one. All you need to do is go to speedrun.com. You can look. I don't remember. I think it's CLOS2, but just go to the speedrun.com page for the run, and you can submit a run there. It needs to have video verification, but that's about it. Super simple. Oh, that's why I didn't trigger the cutscene, and the game didn't like that. I'm gonna wait an extra second here just to... There we go. So... Oh, yeah, so, yeah, I'm just using... I don't actually remember what it's called. It's just a skin pack. It's like Armored Dracula or something. I got the game in a bundle with all the DLC for... How do you submit a run for GDQ? Submissions are currently closed for a GDQ, but when submissions are open for runs for GDQ, either AGDQ or SGDQ, you can go to our website. You go to you'll need to have a profile made, but you go to the GDQ website. You go to your profile, and there will be an option to submit your runs. And then it's basically just like asking a little bit of information, asking for the link of the run, and that's how you submit. Submissions for SGDQ are probably, they're usually around like February or March, I think. There's a bunch of platform I'm supposed to be doing here, but I'm not going to do that because it's actually faster to just wait here and drop down. I wish he actually would have dropped down. This might be a little tight. Yeah. He didn't drop down fully. I was taking a drink that I wasn't prepared to do it, so I'll take a little bit of time loss. I waited so long to let him get there because he walks faster when he is walking instead of when I'm possessed by him. I'll take a little bit of time loss here. That's not a big deal. But basically, I need that guard to walk all the way around to the other side of this room. So yeah, so this isn't Alucard. We'll play as Alucard a little bit later. This is Dracula, who is also known as Gabriel Belmont. Alucard is his son, Trevor Belmont. I'm just gonna take the possession here. And there is actually a third in this, who's definitely dead at this point because he doesn't become a vampire. But Simon is Trevor's son.
Access granted.
I'm gonna come back here. I should be doing, even though technically I'm not in a stealth section anymore, but I should still be doing the movement because this is the only time I'm allowed to. So there's no way to get past those two guards except by turning into a rat. So we go to that specifically. I didn't talk about my grievances about this, but we have this power to turn into rats, but only in very specific places where there's shadows. I don't understand. Yeah, the enemy's killing Dracula in one hit. I actually think I can like survive 2 or 3, but it doesn't matter. As soon as I'm alerted, the game, it's over. So, it's down here. Yeah, so like I had to specifically turn into Dracula here for some reason. I mentioned Ray, our producer. We're going to be taking our break at the end of this train section in about 4 minutes. So I'll obviously let you know when we're coming up on it, but we are nearing that point where we're going to be doing that. So we're on this train, and despite the fact that we did our best to get on stealthily, we immediately get caught. So now there's demons from hell attacking us, and also these guards. So we're gonna spend a few minutes on this train. Okay, you cannot hit me while I'm trying to... Hello? Hello? Thank you. I mean, it's the excuse, but, like, I don't have to like that excuse. I know it's, like, grasping at straws, but... Sure, game. Hello? This is legitimately the only part of the run that I had, or the game I had to look up casually. This, I did not, this is so counterintuitive to me that I never successfully did this properly. I had to look it up. Because he's gonna catch me. There's no way he's not gonna catch me. Never mind, he's just terrible at his job. All I have to do is stand here quietly, but that makes no sense. I could not figure out how to get past this enemy. It was so counterintuitive to me. It's just like, don't do anything, and he won't actually go all the way? What a... yeah. So this is a timed event. Or, sorry, not a timed event, but... well, it's a timed section. The train needs to get to a certain part. I'm just gonna try and build up as much magic as I can. Which is apparently none, because I'm both whiffing and getting hit. Alright. I actually did know that at some point, I just forgot about it until literally this second. Which way am I supposed to... I had to physically jump here, that's right. So... I will say I'm glad that Metroid Metroid Dread turned out better than Mirror of Fate. I think Mirror of Fate is a decent game, but I also dislike a lot of it. So, I'm glad that Dread turned out better. Obviously, it's like 10 years later, so they have a lot more experience under their belt, but... alright, I'm gonna try for this. Nope, okay. That is a really hard thing to dodge, because this demon will just, like, lunge at you. I could have saved a little bit of time otherwise. Not time, but we're gonna take our break here. So during these longer runs, sorry for the, like, absolutely no warning at all, I forgot. We're gonna take a break here. During these longer runs, we like to take a break just so everybody can get up, stretch, get some water, anything they need to do. Just to, you know, stay healthy, because not everybody signed up to do speedrunning all in one go. So you're just here to watch and have fun. Just before we go to our break, just a quick reminder. On the 17th and 18th of February, we are going to have a celebration of Black speedrunning talent and Black joy, unapologetically black and fast. Submissions are now open for UBAF through January 9th. You can use the command !UBAF in Twitch chat for more information. We are going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the rest of the run. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Game is Done Quick Hotfix. We are in the middle of a Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 run. I'm going to count down from 5, and then we'll get right back into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So we are now into the second half of the game. We are now with Zobek's lieutenant, who is... Zobek basically didn't trust us to do this next part, so he sent his lieutenant to go make sure we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. So we're gonna have a little bit of a section with him, which is a little bit annoying because it wants us to do things like have him help us, which is obnoxious. Where is... I need to be on this. And I'm gonna switch to this. So we're gonna okay, we're gonna get shot instantly. Okay, we're gonna get bodied twice. So we're gonna use the first instance of our infinite magic here. And then we are going to just spam Earthquake here, which is gonna do a lot of damage. So it's infinite, but it does run out. Like you just saw, like it'll deplete the bar. Doing a little bit of inventory management. Is there still somebody alive? I don't think so. Okay.
Come and hold this switch.
The one downside to that is that it will, after it runs out, we will run out of mana or magic or whatever, so we need to make sure we're doing them in the right places. What's the time skip between the two games? Like 1,200 years or something? I don't... give me 1 second. This is a difficult trick or skip to get, so let me try for this a few times, and then I will fully explain that thought. Or Alucard can Zobek's Lieutenant can aggro him and screw me over. So this is RNG. I need Zobek's Lieutenant to not aggro this demon, and I need this demon to do the unblockable attack. Yeah, that attack except towards me. I'm gonna try aggroing him. At this point, I've probably about even on time. I jumped a little too early to avoid. Oh, let me jump, let me jump, let me jump. Oh, no. So I need to be able to jump when he does that and not get hit by the other enemies. Come on, over here. If this next attack isn't it, it's over. Okay. So we don't get the skip. We have to do it the casual way of using the game mechanics as intended. There's like 2 of those. That's unfortunate. I would have liked that drop a little later in the game. The time skip in the game, I don't remember when the first game takes place. I believe the first game takes place in like the 1090s, and this game takes place in the 2200s. So 1100 years. There is a little bit of the game at the there is like an introduction bit at the start which takes place in the 1500s, but this is taking about 11 to 1200 years after the first game. So we get into this room, and Zobek's Lieutenant and I go our separate ways. We're gonna do a little bit more climbing. I'm gonna try and remember if this is the part no, I have a little bit of time before I do the trick that I'm worried about. So we get to this set of like closed gates, and we see Ghost Trevor on the other side of these bars, and he calls out to us, and now we're in this. This is. You are not anybody who's played the first game. You are not ready for this, and anybody who's not played the first game, you are not ready for this. So, this is the one part of the game that we are just not able... There's nothing we can do to explain this part of the game. You really didn't give that to me? There we go. So, in the first game, the first Lord that we run into, I believe it's the first Lord. So, Lords of Shadow. As you might guess, there are Lords that call themselves the Lords of Shadow. Now, the first one, at least I believe the first one we run into, is Camilla, the Lord of the Vampires. We know Camilla for about 2 minutes. Maybe, I mean, as long as it takes to fight Camilla. We interact with her daughter a lot, Lucy, but we have almost no interactions with... That's unfortunate. We have almost no... Hello? Give me the... I can make this... She turned around? Okay, I got robbed here. That's fine. We have literally almost zero interaction with Camilla, except for killing her. Now, for some reason, and on top of that, Trevor was not around. Trevor can't know who Carmilla is, because Trevor was not around. Like, he was alive, but he wasn't part of the Brotherhood of... Well, I guess he was, but he wasn't on... No, he was like a 2-year-old at the time. So he cannot know who Carmilla is. There is no possibility for him to know who Carmilla is. But for some reason, she's here in this pocket dimension. Also, why does Gabriel... did that reset all of them? No, which one's missing?
Chasing you.
Oh, it didn't give me that one. Because I got caught? Yeah, okay.
Where are you?
There we go. So, I don't know why Carmilla acts... Like, this game seems to imply there was, like, some type of, like, love interest, or, like, something romantic going on between these two. When, like, Gabriel shows up, and then kills Carmilla, and then that's it. Couldn't that be attributed to Zodek's machinations? I guess? There's a lot of things that are not explained, so, like, that's the best explanation I've heard, but also, I do not, this is a 50-50, there's no way to know which one I'm getting. That's the right one. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I say this is a 50-50. If there is anybody here who actually knows how this works, please let me know, because we have never figured it out. I just always go left. Nope, got it wrong. So, Carmilla poisoned us, and the only way for us to be healed is if we drink the blood of this fake, Maria, Maria, I think I'm gonna call her Maria, that might not be her name. Who is our wife, who is definitely dead. I mean, that is the... Okay, I swear to God it's not just the right one. I'm gonna go right this time because I've been wrong 4 times in a row, but this is actually a 50-50. Alright, we got it that time. I will read your theory in a moment. I'm gonna do a boss fight here.
My prince.
Okay, could you do it? No, do the thing. I can never remember if getting Blizzard off of this boss is good or not, so I'm gonna go for it.
To dance with us.
I should be able to get off a second one of these. Oh, give me. I should be able to get out of this phase before I run out of magic, but maybe not. I did get out just in the nick of time. I could do. Hey, it is Maria. I could do that, or I could just do this and end the fight. I did not get Blizzard here. I kind of just rushed through that. I'm pretty sure Blizzard does not matter as much here. And if it does, well, I'm gonna take a time loss. I'm fairly certain this is one of those fights where it's like, I always try to get it, and then it ends up being useless. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Alright, I'm gonna... Honestly, getting Blizzard on her is actually so difficult that it might just save time to ignore her completely anyway.
Mines deployed and activated.
There we go. That was a slightly faster way to get over there. The other way I would have had to do a guillotine, but I got through. I know I said I would read chat in a moment, but I'm actually coming up onto another pretty difficult skip. Which technically I could have... Technically Blizzard might have been slightly helpful for, but also... It's a crapshoot. Jessica... But the theory that we're going off of is that this castle is Trevor's machinations, which would make that hold on, this is gonna take this is a lot of very precise movement here, so give me a moment. I'm trying to skip a whole long section. I'm trying to get my... So I can't stand on... don't run. I'm trying to stand on this railing just enough to get it to reset my jump so that I can jump up, use my heavy attack, which gives me some horizontal movement, and then after that, use Mistform to... push my hitbox just over this lip here. That's the first part. The second part is harder. I need to jump over the invisible barrier, land on that log, and then do the exact same movement, except with a much shorter hitbox on my landing. And if anybody goes, what's the alternative? I literally do not remember, just that it's so long, it is worth it to keep... Basically, you would have to, like, reactivate some elevators and climb up a bunch of shafts. I literally do not remember how to do intended strats anymore, so we are here until I get this. Which hopefully will not be too much longer. I'm not gonna say the thing I was gonna say, because that would jinx me. I will say it afterwards. I'm getting... There we go. That should be it. Oh my god, you're not gonna push me up? I'm getting robbed. That camera just ruined me. It's okay, no problems at all here. Okay, it's auto-targeting me a little to the right there, which is a problem. Okay, yeah, so now I'm starting to run into one of the issues I was gonna ignore saying, which is that it is trying to auto-target some of the enemies, which will ruin my movement. That has to be it. Thank you, game. Alright. Just give me one more second, because if I fall, I had to redo some of that. So I'm just gonna carefully platform over here. Alright, great, perfect, we're through this. Now we get the stealth section. This is my favorite stealth section in the entire game. I'm gonna turn into a rat here. Yeah, so getting Blizzard there would not have mattered. It would literally have just been for that skip, so it was definitely worth it to not go for it. This is my favorite stealth section in the entire game. So we're gonna rat form into here. We are gonna run over here. We're gonna turn back into Dracula. And then I'm gonna read chat for the next minute. I cannot scroll up all the way. Why is Carmilla even alive though? Gabriel murders her. So we are currently, so that dimension Carmilla was in was a pocket dimension, which is based off of, as far as we can tell, Trevor's Alucard's like rendition of Castlevania. So it's Castlevania as he remembers it when he was going through it, and possibly when he lived through it, because I'm pretty sure he had to have lived through it at some point. But it is his imagination of Castlevania in a pocket dimension, so Gabriel can go in and get his powers back. Why is Carmilla alive? I cannot explain that to you. It is, as much as we can try to, like, explain things in this game, there is no justification for Carmilla being there. She should not be alive or in the game. Okay, if it's a projection of the castle, I guess, but why is the because the castle is in theory in Trevor's mind. It's none of it makes sense. The one thing that makes sense on one thing makes the other thing not make sense. It's all sorts of weird. How much time does that skip save? I think it's like legitimately 5 minutes. But I do not remember anymore because it's been so long since I've done that. Sure, so you're right. Yeah, that is true. He definitely does go through it twice, once as Trevor, once as Alucard. I meant, so yeah. I was specifically saying, like, presumably he's lived there at some point too, but who knows. Yeah, like, even with how long it took me, it still saved time. It is such a long sequence. So back in the real world, we're fighting the first Acolyte of Satan again. I'm gonna try to get Blizzard Glitch again. Come on. Alright, so now we're in the range where I need to be careful. Oh, also, yeah, we're now in a Zobek's pocket dimension to try and contain the power of the second Acolyte. So this is a little time-consuming, but it is safe because I have the Infinite Blizzard. I'm just gonna damage her with Blizzard to get the Infinite Blizzard glitch, and we're gonna hope for good Infinite Blizzard. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time. I think this means we're good because it's not draining. I don't remember if it'll only drain after it's done. But if our magic drains, we got a little, I guess it's hard to tell because I don't have magic. So hopefully we got good Blizzard. This is a very hard trick that I'm about to do. I might make it look easy. It legitimately took me like 8 hours to learn this. Where's Mist? So what I'm trying to do is I'm climbing up on here, which I shouldn't be. It's not really intended. I'm trying to set my position over that piece of geometry over here. So it'll give me that move, which is a move that gives me height, because I'm basically tricking the game into thinking that I'm on ground here, which is going to give me a move that gives me a lot of height, and then I'm going to use that to get to that area, which is going to skip... I don't actually remember what it skips. It's probably just like a 2 or 3 minute fight. Which makes me feel really bad that I spent like 8 hours learning this trick. Okay, this is not the hard part. Could I... There we go. So even with all the trouble I had, definitely still saved time. So, okay, that is a decent explanation. That is not the worst theory I've ever had. It could. So yes, Gabriel got the vampirism from Carmilla's dart. I'm going the wrong way. I was just gonna go straight back to the place I went. So I guess it could kind of make sense that Carmilla was there, but also like, does it explain? Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, yeah. I should have good Blizzard. If it's just, but so, we'll touch on that later. But Alucard is definitely involved in this process, in some way. So it can't just be Dracula on his own. Doesn't make sense being Trevor's. Are you talking about the third acolyte? Where is he on the map? I think I can go this way. Ooh! Get wrecked. We're not supposed to be able to do that, but because we have the shield death in the stealth sections, we can just kite. That's not Pan, that was Argus? So you're right, that's not the one I needed. So, you're not wrong in that Gabriel... Yeah, like, Gabriel does have to go there himself. However, Trevor is the one that every time he goes into that dimension by himself, he either uses the White Wolf Medallion or follows Trevor. Which is why, the theory is that it's Trevor's, because whenever he goes in there, Trevor is the one leading him. And also, the Fever Dream honestly makes a lot of sense. The stealth sections, I know somebody said earlier the stealth sections were the worst part of the game. I cannot agree more. I hate the stealth sections in this game. They are not great. Right, I can't skip the first part of this. Yeah, the owl turns into just a full chicken dinner. So we were able to make quick work of that boss. And now we're going to go see a different boss. Right. We're getting the shards of the Mirror of Fate. That's what we're doing here. We are in fake Castlevania getting the shards of the Mirror of Fate, which brings up a second question. In Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Mirrors of Fate, the Mirror of Fate is a giant mirror, like it is a full-size mirror. In this game, it is a necklace that fits in the palm of your hand. What? Where am I? Yeah, no, that boss is really hard casually. However, everything is super easy when you have infinite blue. I went the wrong way. That's why this didn't make sense. I went through the wrong door. Well, yeah, like, any boss that you have Infinite Blizzard on that isn't a risk of soft logging is just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk over you now. Is it actually real Trevor? I don't have an answer for you. However, it would make sense that it is real Trevor, because otherwise, how does Dracula know what Kid Trevor looks like? Because Dracula didn't know he had a son until Trevor was well into his, like, possibly 40s. Like, he was a fully grown adult. He had a family, he had a wife and kids. Like, he was at least in his 30s when Dracula met him for the first time. So it would be a little weird for it to be Gabriel's imagination pulling him inside. Not impossible, but like, yeah. Yeah, it got reworked into a portable one by Zobek. Which, like, sure, but explain that somewhere. Unless it does explain that somewhere, and I just don't remember. This story is a fever dream. Yeah, that's true. Like, he was already a grandfather by the time he found out he had a son. He didn't know he had a grandchild or a son, but yeah, like, it would be really weird for it to have been Dracula, like, solely Dracula's. All this talk is confusing. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. This is really confusing. This plot makes no sense. I'm going to... whatever, it does not matter. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess... it would sort of make sense that it was just some random kid who Gabriel is personifying as... I went a little too early. Just like, yeah, that's probably what Trevor looked like. I'm gonna pretend that's you, Trevor. Like, I guess? Your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, whatever headcanon you prefer, go for it, because it makes more sense than what the game gives you. So, I like, yeah. So I guess somebody mentioned earlier, or asked earlier, why I chose to speedrun this game. I really like the most of the gameplay of this game. I don't like the stealth sections, but I like a lot of this game. I think it's a very good game. It looks good, it feels really good to play. It's just the story is kind of... So, I think a lot of people look down on this game because the story just doesn't make sense. And, like, I get it, you know, I get it. As somebody who values story above a lot of other things, I get it. I don't have my notes for this crap. Hey, give me a minute, everybody. Where am I? I know where my notes are. Let me just pull these up. I forgot I needed notes for this.
We will learn.
We're gonna get a cutscene we don't normally get.
Over his head. For in spite of his...
Alright, I got my notes. Toy maker and workshop. How do I? There we go. Yeah, continue with the show. Walter. So the toy maker is making us put on a little bit of a play, explaining the toy maker's tragic backstory, of which I don't fully remember. But basically, Bernard, who is the original owner of this castle, tricked him into being evil and then tricked him into working for him and then imprisoned him. And now he's like some monstrosity. Kid and... Yeah, here we would learn about a lot of, like, Walter and the castle and all that, except I'm gonna skip everything except the first one while I pulled up my notes. Toymaker's backstory is really tragic. And now we're gonna beat him up. So gonna do that real quick. And then we are going to grab some of you and some of you and drop you all here. And then... So I do have to be pretty careful about this fight. You'll notice I'm actually staying away from the boss, even though I have Infinite Blizzard. I'm trying to stay away. This is the one I had to be the most wary of. So you'll notice I'm trying to just beat this boss, or this section of the boss, with the Chaos Bombs and staying away. So because this boss switches between forms, I need to make sure that I am not on the transition between bosses while Infinite Blizzard is on them, because the game will... So, on the other enemies, it'll just be slow. On this boss here, if I get grabbed, I will softlock the game. So I'm trying to keep my distance on this boss and just be very far away. Basically, that boss has a move where he grabs you and then just holds you, and the game literally has no way to handle the fact that you're damaging it while you're in there, so the game just softlocks. It will not progress. That section's over, you have to reload, and you lose Infinite Blizzard, and then you're sad. Thankfully, we avoided the softlock, and we can now progress. We have saved the Toy Maker in this version. This is the PC version. The music is really good, yeah. I blindly jumped off while I was reading the chat, you know, casual stuff. We can just run by all of these enemies. So I didn't really touch on this earlier, but going in and out of the Toy Maker section, there's like this mini game you can play. If you win, you get like points, but it's faster to fail. And also, because I guess I also didn't, this is technically not any, it's new game plus any percent, so I already have max gems. And I carry over all of my experience. Not that the experience would super matter in a speedrun, because we only learn like 4 things, but it would give you some experience, of which I have enough to like beat the game 20 times over. You know what? Because that just spawned, I'm gonna pick that up instead. I was trying to get a little bit of magic, but I should be able to just use this. I'm actually very sad they didn't continue this timeline, because they had a very good plot point for it. Like, they set up a very good ending. And, like sequel plot point. And they just never continued it. And it does make me sad, because it actually is a very good game. I don't actually want to be up here. I don't know why I did that. So there's a lot of soft blocks in this game because of the glitch we're doing. Like, aside from the one where I jumped through the loading screen, like, that one's on the game, but like we are doing a trick that should not be possible. So it's understandable why there's so many soft locks. Like the game, I'm not supposed to be able to have infinite damage around me at all times. I just do right now. So it makes sense that the game has no way to handle certain situations where, like, oh, I'm taking damage, but damage shouldn't be possible. Like, what do I do? Well, I get it. So we got some huge guards dropping in here. So in order to do any damage to this, we need to break the faceplate. Now that we've broken the faceplate, I can switch to the thing I actually want to be on, which is fire bombs, and we should be able to clear this out pretty fast. We can kind of freeze the two minions. The reason I wasn't attacking him, or the guard over there, while he was on the ground is because he's actually immune to damage. Really? Come on. It targeted a box or something. Oh, do I actually? I forgot I need to kill you too. I was gonna leave that guard alive, but I do need to kill that guard. Hello? Hello? Come on. It was announced as the finale before it was. I wouldn't have left the game the way they left it then. I mean, I don't know. Alright. It's weird that they had already planned for it to be the end with the way it ends, but sure, I guess. Alright, fine. We are going to go for... So we're coming up on an area... I need to not talk before I take a drink of water. So we're coming up on an area where I'm going to attempt a trick that is almost certainly going to waste me time. I'm probably going to try it like twice and then give up and then just do the casual way. It only saves like 30 seconds. It's probably going to take me like more time to do that. So I do need to get a little bit of magic here. So I'm going to wail on this just a little bit. I'm going to freeze them all and climb up here. As long as I get up here, I should be fine, although they could try to bot it. Hello? Hello? They could try to body me here, but I should be fine. Alright, so we're going to try and do some unintentional jumps here. This is a very tricky setup. So basically, our goal is to get up there where that purple thing is. And we are supposed to have to climb all the way around. But if we... Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, Oh. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna kill these enemies here. I'm gonna go for it one more time, and if I don't get it, I'm just gonna go for the normal way. But basically, you can abuse the momentum a little bit to get up there. Ooh, yeah, I'll take one of those. And then you can do a series of very complicated jumps to save like 20 seconds. It actually might be a little bit more than 20 seconds, but because I missed it the first time, it'll be a little less. Alright, I'm gonna take a second here. Nope, okay. I lied, I'm gonna try it one more time. And then if not, I'll do it the slow way. Come on, let me look at this. Alright, you're not gonna... You are just not gonna look the way I want you to. There we go. Alright, I fell off instantly. That's fine. I'm just gonna do it the regular way. Which involves going all the way around. And climbing up here like this. And then doing the same up here. I'm going the wrong way. That is a-okay. Actually, I might be able to make something out of that jump, but I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna do it this way. Alright. There. I don't know why that didn't let me grab onto it, but that's okay. I'm on mist form, that's why that didn't work. Hello? There we go. I think I have just enough magic. I might need a... you're not gonna hit me, are you? You... There's like a 1 in 4 chance of being hit by that. That was annoying. No way. Yeah, that's right. You go away. What do I need? That should be enough. Is this really the last mainline Castlevania game we got? No, beyond this. I guess this isn't mainline. Is this really the last big Castlevania game we got? Alright, we are coming up on one of... I feel like like half the bosses in this game are soft lockable. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, we're gonna come up on another boss that it's possible to soft lock. This is like the worst offender of them all. I've never experienced it, but there have been whispers in the speedrun community of this game being not only a soft lock, but a complete run killer, because this soft lock is so bad it deletes your save. I have never experienced that, but there have been whispers of such a thing. Alright. Gonna switch to this now. So, during this part of the fight, Abaddon is not supposed to be able to be damaged. And if I let him get too close to me, during this section, he will soft lock. The game will crash, and allegedly I'll lose my save file. I don't know that I subscribe to that. I've never had it happen. I really shouldn't talk, because I just realized... I mean, I knew I was on the hotfix, but I just realized I've now cursed myself. So if it was ever going to happen, now would be the time. But we got out of that, so we are all set. No worries, I haven't ruined everything. And right, I can't actually skip this, so we're gonna sit here for 2 minutes. Sorry, you're right, that's a hard lock. That lock on a hotfix show? Never once happened. Alright, so a little bit earlier, we saw a mysterious stranger. Where am I going? This way. Where is... there, okay, it is there. I just didn't see it flashing. So, a little bit earlier, in a cutscene that I mostly skipped, we saw a hooded figure who looked very strange. So we're actually chasing him down to try to figure out who he is and what his relationship to what is going on is. So that's what that line we're chasing is. So there are 2 different strats for this area, and I'm going to go with the risky one because I am. And it could cost me time here. So there are 2 strats. There's my strat of eventually they won't hit me, right? Which is usually paired a little bit with freezing them, depending on how annoying they get. But the general strat is like, oh, they're not gonna knock me down, right? And the other strat is using a Talisman of the Dragon, which you get one of, and then it's a super rare drop from an enemy. I prefer to save the Talisman till the end of the game, because it takes a very large amount of health off of Satan. So I'm gonna do that strat. Which is super risky and almost certainly loses me way more time than it saves, but I am stubborn. Alright, we've actually gotten to the part where they can't hurt me anymore. At any point before now, they definitely could have stopped me, and it definitely would have been bad. Yeah, risky is way more fun. So we're kind of forced into the slow walk section here. We get into this church, and This person who's wielding a weapon that looks suspiciously like a vampire killer has blocked our magic, but then he takes us to this area where we can now use magic.
Fail in my mission.
So now he uses his own magic and he gets very large, and now we have to break these statues around him. Now we're gonna get into this unskippable cutscene here. So, in this cutscene, this is unskippable for some reason. We are going to witness this hooded fellow summon this giant demon who's going to attack us, and we are going to sit here for like a minute and a half while Gabriel kills this demon and then punches this hooded figure in the face. It's probably not a minute. It's probably only like 40 seconds. Cutscenes feel like forever in speedruns. Your sinister powers will not work here. As my sinister powers are actively working, I don't know what any of your... What about Grinch? I have no idea what y'all are talking about. It's just, this hooded fellow getting the crap beaten out of him. So now we can finally skip the cutscene, and we find out that that is Victor Belmont.
We must continue.
He is the last Belmont in the line of the Belmont family. He is Gabriel's great, like, however many greats gets you to 1100 years, that's the great-grandson. Some weird image? I don't know what you're talking about. That it was just a cutscene where Gabriel hit a demon. So this is okay. Earlier I mentioned that Carmilla was the only part of this game that I couldn't fully explain. I actually lied a little bit.
Is right over here.
Don't gaslight quit. Okay, fine. So there was a cutscene that is not completely viewer friendly. It's gonna happen again. There are two cutscenes that aren't like the most viewer friendly. So we have opted to not play those fully for you because they're not great. The second, they are, we just, better safe than sorry. So, I said earlier that I don't understand. Carmilla was the only thing I could not explain. This is the second thing I cannot explain. For literally zero reason, Victor's just like, oh, we need to get the third acolyte, huh? Alright, I'll just die. I will sacrifice myself so that we can lure him out. And that makes literally no sense to me. In any way, shape, or form. But Victor has now completely died, and we are now in another mind pal. Actually, is Trevor here for? I don't know. I can't explain this to you. But we're now fighting this demon that has our power of double jump, and we're pissed that Victor is dead.
I will strip you of your soul. I will consume your soul, drop by drop.
So like I said earlier, unfortunately, Aerial attacks suck, so we're just gonna hit him with a whip. We have plenty of these, so I am just gonna... Despite the fact that I have run this more than I ran No Transmutation Rune, I'm always very worried that I do not have enough embodied demons or whatever. Alright. That is, yeah, I briefly touched on it, but yeah, the cutscene at the beginning of the game where the knight is like, I'm going to chant this holy, or recite this holy prayer to banish evil, and Dracula's like, yeah, me too, bro. Let me do the same thing, homie. And just like destroys like everything. Is just such a good cutscene. Where is... did I get the... No, it's up here. I get the checkpoint, right? Yeah. Alright, so... we have a stealth section, so I'm gonna have to return to checkpoint to drop my Infinite Blizzard, because otherwise I would soft lock the game.
I can use it.
So here... The range of... Why did you turn that way? The range of vision on these creatures is weird, because, like, this creature did not see me at all, so I can just do that, and that seems weird to me, but sure, whatever. Alright. That's unfortunate. That shouldn't have hit me. So if you get caught by either of those, this happens, and it's really obnoxious. I'm just gonna let this cycle end. I should be in the right place for this to not screw me. Alright, we are good. Sometimes that can just, like, not let you do it. I don't need to do this. What am I doing? I wish they would make a Netflix show based off of this lore. It might make more sense. So, yeah, that's the... I know somebody earlier was talking about how, like, it doesn't make sense for that to be Trevor. So Trevor is right there. We see him before we come into this cutscene, which is why it still kind of makes sense that it could be Trevor. Also, as far as I am aware, this is sort of random. Like, I could do everything right, and it could still decide that I die. Or maybe I'm just doing some, like, microscopic movement imperfections, which still seems weird to me that you have to be perfect for a casual run, because, like, casual people aren't going to do this perfectly. Not, like, why are you designing this for, like, you know, everybody to fail a few times? This is the PC version. Yeah, this is the Steam version. I believe there's actually, I think I died. Nope, I got it. I believe there are some tricks that are only available on the PC, or the console versions. Or we never tested that. It was either a theory or very true. I do not remember which one. Yeah, the Acolyte could have won if he just wasn't having a laugh. But no, he decided that he was gonna play around and he got. He found out. So all three of their health bars are tied. It does not matter which one I hit. This is... Do I one cycle this? I'm gonna try and get Blizzard here. No, okay. Because there's... That's not what I meant to do. I guess we're gonna use an extra one of those. This shouldn't be the one, but I'm playing it extra careful. Yeah, that's right, it is this one. Actually, because I did that... Did I end it on Blizzard? I think I missed the Blizzard glitch here, that's fine. It only saves a little bit of time. I'm sorry. Netflix is working on an anime adaptation of the live-action adaptation of the anime adaptation of One Piece. What? Hello? What does that even mean? Come on, let me skip it. So we're gonna get a bunch of cutscenes here, and then we're gonna go back to the future, or the real world, or whatever. And we've got Zobek's lieutenant with us, and he's running that way. That was weird. But they have a One Piece anime. What? I'm okay. I rotated this wrong. That's fine. This should go over here. Select the piece, please. So we're gonna get a few of these puzzles where the mirror is shattered, and we have to put the mirror back together.
Fascinating.
If this were a higher hello? Okay, there we go. That took forever to load in. If this were a higher difficulty, this would be like a puzzle or some sort. Like where we would have to, like, I don't know, not just tank the damage, but we're on a lower difficulty, so we're gonna take the damage. So this is a annoying little section. If we stand on these plates, no, you jerk. If we stand on our plates too long, it will trigger a fireball to shoot at the lieutenant. So we need to move between platforms to lower the platforms for the lieutenant to jump across. Is it really 32? Alright, so we learned fire cover earlier. This is the only... It's not technically the only place we're going to use it. We might use it in the same enemy... No, don't use two of them. Alright, that was unfortunate. Come here. Okay, good. I did get them all on this. So this should kill them. Okay, I'll have to... Really? Okay, there we go. So what do we have? We have 6 left for the rest of the game. That should be enough.
Very good.
Come on, Lieutenant. So a whole bunch of things are about to happen. We're gonna skip a lot of cutscenes here. So, I guess need to do this puzzle first, but I'm gonna start talking while I start skipping some cutscenes here. So, earlier I mentioned that Dracula was being revived and Gabriel was willing to help Zobek defeat Satan in exchange for the vampire killer, which would allow Gabriel to finally know peace instead of living this life of regret and hatred and everything. But that's not completely true. See, at the beginning of the game, in the cutscene that I skipped, they actually cut off some of the interaction. So, Alucard shows up after the explosion and everything and is like, so what now? And the game doesn't explain it until now, but what actually happens is Alucard with the Casa Grima has the ability to seal away some of Dracula's power, which is why he wakes up all decrepit and everything. So they staged this entire long-winded 700, 800 year plot to make Dracula weak and go into hiding so Zobek won't be able to find him. Then Dracula will wake up whenever Zobek and Satan are ready to make their moves. Because Dracula won't have any memory of what happened, even if Zobek were to read Dracula's mind, he wouldn't be able to know that there was a plot going on, and that secretly Alucard and Dracula have been plotting against him this entire time. So, this entire plan was 700 years in the making, where Alucard and Dracula have planned all this out. They knew Zobek would come for him, make the deal, so they waited to betray him at the last minute. In the DLC that I'm not going to have a time to play anymore because I have not been having the best luck in time, and I've not been first trying my tricks, it reveals that Alucard infiltrated Zobek's ranks by finding Zobek's lieutenant, killing Zobek's lieutenant, and stealing the armor and impersonating him. And because the lieutenant was supposed to be so strong, Zobek just never suspected him for some reason. So Alucard was just able to fly under the radar and do all this plotting. That should have been all of them, right? Yeah, okay, cool. And so that's why earlier I was saying it makes sense for it to be Trevor, because in the DLC it shows Trevor going... So the DLC is Trevor going through the castle and planting all of the things that we've just gotten. So he plants the blue gem, the void gem, for us to find. He plants the red gem. Like, he plants all of our powers at different points in the castle for us to be able to come and grab later. This is actually not the final boss. There is, I think, like 10 minutes of gameplay after this. There you are. So this is Zobek's final stage. So this fight would have gone a little bit faster if I had Infinite Blizzard, but I also don't have the potential of soft locking anymore. So, you know, it's a little bit of give and take on this. I lose a little bit of time. I don't completely softlock. Yeah. I definitely have enough for this to work. Even if I didn't, I could just take a little bit of time loss to get a mana refill a little bit later. You're not wrong, however, the nice thing about the DLC is that there's far less story that doesn't make sense, because it already assumes that you have an understanding of a story that doesn't make sense. But the long and short of it is Alucard goes into this pocket dimension or whatever, and puts all of Dracula's powers for him to come find later. It is needlessly complicated. So, we have now defeated Zobek. The first stage of our revenge is over. We just need to find the third acolyte. We need to stop them from summoning Satan. Spoilers, we do not succeed. We will have to kill Satan.
We must separate
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
to find out where the last acolyte went.
It is a large... It is a lot of mess.
Find him.
So... That is... Yeah, the DLC only makes more sense if you subscribe to the fact that the second dimension is a pocket dimension created by Alucard. Otherwise, it makes legitimately no sense. I don't have Infinite Blizzard here, so we're gonna go for this skip, and it's either gonna work or it's gonna not, but I'm gonna go for it until it works. Spoilers. Oh, come on. Alright, aggroed on the okay, never mind, not aggroed on the robot. Thank you. Science? I can skip this cutscene. So this is the fast travel mechanic that was introduced about 10 minutes into the game that we've ignored completely until now. Science, I believe. No, arts. This game does look amazing. The game is amazing, as long as you can get past the plot. If you can get past the plot, then yeah. The plot is really good up until a point. Yes, this is the correct way to be going. I did remember where I was supposed to be going. So, the game tells you to go to a specific area, and it's wrong. We are backtracking to the very beginning of the game where we woke up. It turns out that is where the third acolyte is trying to resurrect Satan. Hey, nice, I got the swag animation cutscene. Or animation capsule. Every stealth part of this game is bad. I like the gameplay except for the stealth. The stealth is quite possibly some of the worst gameplay ever. It is the worst kind of way to implement stealth. I don't need to go over there. So here's Alucard. Could you jump game? Thank you. Now we have another Mirror of Fate puzzle, which I actually legitimately always forget about. Hello? Lock in, please. I'm dumb. I don't know why I thought that was the bottom. I swear, these do not want to lock in. But that one locked in? Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is the third Acolyte.
In the name
We are met with another cutscene that we cannot skip.
Lord of the Earth,
We're just gonna do this for a moment.
I order the forces of darkness to pour its infernal
The-
power over
The cutscenes that you want to skip the most are the ones you can't skip.
wide. And from the abyss greet me as your brother and friend. I order everything to be as I command.
So, I think the big problem with the logic for this game is that they don't try to explain it. Like, if they at least tried to explain it, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with the story. But they just don't try. They're just like, here's this thing, it's happening, good luck. And it's like, well, you know, you could, like, try to explain it just a little bit, just a teensy bit, and then we'd be happy. Even if it was a bad explanation. I actually did not like... Since we brought up the first DLC, I actually really did not like the first DLC. The fight might have been okay, but I just did not like that deal. Nope, it's right after this. There we go. Now we're gonna skip a bunch of cutscenes.
Let's go up.
Now we have another scaling thing we have to do.
Try to avoid the explosions of energy.
I actually forgot you could skip that one.
Watch out for the energy bursts.
Hello, give me the chain. Oh yeah, Satan is now this giant dragon.
Will allow us to reach the back of the beast.
It is. In case you're wondering, it's not really fully explained in-game either why Satan just turns into this giant beast. Just kind of happens. I have enough for that, right? Probably. I most definitely probably have enough orbs for this. I counted that I had enough, but now I'm just worried.
We must finish these creatures off soon.
It should be fine. Here we go. Yeah, it's meant to be the biblical Leviathan. Okay, so I have 4. That should be plenty. And then I'm gonna switch to this. So we're gonna use that talisman, which we save for the entire game. And it's going to do a metric buttload of damage. So now, Satan has taken over Alucard's body and is making us fight our son. Basically, Satan's like, oh, you won't kill your son, so I'm gonna possess your son, and then I'm gonna defeat you. And Gabriel is going to beat the crap out of his son. So during these sequences here, where there's like the missiles and these pools, it does not matter if you get hit by them. You'll take damage, but it won't. Well, okay, you don't lose time for it. If you're on a higher difficulty, it absolutely does matter. Don't get hit by these. You will get absolutely destroyed. Okay, unfortunate.
Without reservation.
And yeah, now he's trying to like get in the mental game of like, I didn't even have to try to take Alucard over. He wanted this, blah 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 blah. You know, Satan kind of stuff. So time will be coming up, depending on whether or not I hit a full rotation, in like 10 seconds to maybe 20 seconds. Okay, time's coming up soon, TM. Should be now time. So I'm gonna skip these. There's just a bit of fighting. I'm gonna let this one play out. It is never too late for the AGDQ hype. So yeah, Dracula's just like, nah, I'm gonna kill you, Satan. Doesn't matter what it takes. However, Gabriel is one step ahead of him. So Satan's like, oh god, he's actually going to kill Alucard, I need to get out. But Gabriel planned for that and was never actually going to kill Alucard. He was waiting for Dracula to leave. So he doesn't actually kill Alucard, he does kill Satan. GG, he kills all of the people he wanted to kill. Let me just pull this up. I do want to thank everybody who came out, who watched. Again, thank you all for all of the support you've given us over the years, and hope to see you for, many, many more years. We do have AGDQ coming up January 14th through 21st. Don't forget to get your prize submissions in tonight if you are interested. And yeah, we've got Bargain coming up next. I will, I'm not going to let this play out. We're just going to, I'm sorry that I did not have enough time to show off the DLC. The DLC has some fun skips and glitches, but it is also... the skips are actually pretty hard to do. Yeah, we do have 2 more shows coming up for you tonight. We've got, like, at least 6 hours more of content for you. We've got Bargain Bin coming up next. We are going to take a break here while we get ready for that. And take care, everyone. Happy New Year's to everybody.